In the shadow of World War II, as nations battled for influence and territory, one man found himself fighting under the banners of three different nations, without having a choice in which one to fight. He is Yang Kyung-jong, the Korean soldier who has become a symbol of historical ironies. Yang Kyung-jong was born in 1920 in Korea, which was then under Japanese occupation. As a young Korean living under imperial rule, he had no choice but to obey orders when the Japanese authorities decided to conscript young Koreans into their army. As the war against China and the Soviet Union escalated, in 1938, Yang was forced to join the Imperial Japanese Army to be sent to a battle on the border between Japanese-controlled Manchuria and the Soviet Union. And there, his strange journey began. In the Battle of Kok-and-Jeol in 1939, Japanese forces were ambushed by Soviet forces led by Georgy Zhukov. The battle was bloody, and ended in a crushing defeat for the Japanese. Yang, like many of his comrades, was taken prisoner. The Soviets were not kind to Japanese prisoners, but the need for soldiers on the Western Front led them to make an unexpected decision. Instead of keeping Yang in a prisoner-of-war camp, they forced him to join the Red Army. In 1943, while the Red Army was fighting a fierce battle against the Nazis on the Eastern Front, Yang's unit was captured by the Germans during the Battle of Kharkiv. As the Soviets had done before, the Germans decided to forcibly recruit some of them into their ranks. Thus, Yang went from being a Red Army fighter to a German soldier, and was sent to the Western Front, where the Germans were preparing to face the imminent Allied invasion of France. In June 1944, when the Allies launched the famous Normandy landings, Yang was among the German forces trying to defend the French beaches. The fighting was brutal, and it wasn't long before he was captured by American forces. When the American soldiers saw his Asian features, they couldn't believe he was a German soldier. At first, they thought he might be a Japanese spy, but upon investigation, his amazing story came to light. After the war ended, Yang was transferred to a prisoner-of-war camp in Britain, before being later released. He then decided to start a new life away from the horrors of war, so he immigrated to the United States. Yang lived the rest of his life quietly in Illinois, until his death in 1992. Yang Kyung-jong's story turned into one of the strangest stories of World War II, as he had no choice at every stage of his military career. Yang was merely a leaf in the wind of the political and military storms that swept the world at that time. Yang fought under three different flags, and became a symbol of the fickle fate that may take a person on an unexpected journey.